Good morning, my loves, and welcome to yet another collective reading. It's a little early for me today, but this is the second time I've done a collective reading earlier on in the day. I just think that might be my new vibe. We'll see, girls. But yeah, I was just starting with my initial shuffle, so make sure you find yourself in a nice and relaxed position. Say the prayer and meditation with me, or say your own. You know what I mean? And we're going to get started and we're just going to hop into it. But hello, ancestors, spirit guides, and angels. I call you into my space to assist me with this collective reading this morning. Hey, Priscilla, welcome in. You know that it is my intention to align us all with healing, joy, and the most authentic versions of ourselves. So I pray that you give us the gift of wisdom and discernment so that we may walk in alignment with the highest and greatest good for ourselves. And so that we may also take empowered action. Ashe. So this collective reading is coming on the heels. Let me turn the music down. Excuse me. What is it? This collective reading is coming up on the heels of the full moon. We had a full moon last night in Taurus, in the middle of Scorpio season. I guess we're not in the middle of Scorpio season. We're nearing the end, but you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, how y'all been? And again, I apologize for this video being a little late. It's just a little late. But I was sick earlier. But the Most High, our higher self, ancestors, spirit guides, and angels, what messages do we have for the collective? Please and thank you, please and thank you. What information would you like to put on our radar? Please and thank you, please and thank you. I'm trying to find a setup because the girl's been telling me that my audio ain't loud enough. So we gonna try this out. Y'all continue to tell me. The girl is on YouTube. This might be the little setup. Now I got the mic. I'm on the mic. The mic is on. I'm getting this like pulling and tugging energy. I'm getting this pulling and tugging energy, but I'm also hearing that the divine is saying to simplify. Right, we got the 10 of Wands in reverse followed by the 3 of Wands. And the 3 of Wands really wants to move forward. It really wants these manifestations to come in. It really wants to align itself with something new, with something fresh. And it's thinking about it, but it feels kind of pulled back and bogged down by a number of things. And it's being pulled back by the Knight of Cups in reverse. And the Knight of Cups, I'm sorry. It feels like there are these like emotional, I'm going to say emotional attachments, but that may not be it exactly. You know, I always say if it don't apply, let it fly. But like it's coming through as a multitude of ways. Sometimes it's things that we want to tell people, but we're tired of telling the people the same thing all the time, or expressing ourselves in the same way, or needing the same thing from different parts or areas in our lives. Sometimes these are also emotional attachments that we have to things, or to habits, or to people. Sometimes it's not that we need to say something. Sometimes it's that we need to feel differently about the things, places, and energies that we're regularly engaging with, right? And the inability to cut this off or make a swift decision, maybe like bogging us down a little bit, right? Ace of Cups in reverse, exactly underneath the 10 of Wands in reverse. It feels really all emotional. And then like our emotions are attached to the amount of energy that we have. Yeah. Our emotions are being tied to the amount of energy that we have. So like, and especially as things begin to get closer, you know what I mean? The seasons, the weather begins to cool down. I'm not sure if it's cooling down where you are. It's been a pretty toasty fall here in Atlanta. But just as I was saying, you know, and this is just what's coming to me intuitively, like our emotions are becoming our resource. Right? As the sun, we're moving a little further away from the sun, and the sun is like, we're seeing it a little less with daylight saving time, and it's not pouring that fiery energy into us. Our emotions, our emotional well-being is kind of like our well of energy, that we can tap into to get things done. Right, my loves? Immediately after that, we have the 10 of Cups, and I'm getting that that are happily ever after, that this emotional fulfillment, it's still coming. It's still coming. It's still coming. It's still coming. But our perspective about our current surroundings, about where we are in life right now, is causing us to feel heavier. Right? So I guess this is good news. The good news is that the blessing, the new life, the new energy that we're looking forward to like developing in our lives, it's coming whether we want it to or not. Right? It's coming to enter our lives either way. 11:44 on my clock, right? It's coming in either way. Yes, my loves. It's just that like because we don't like where we're at right now and we cannot see that it's coming in, we're kind of highly critical. We might be talking a little bit of a little bit of mess about everything and everyone around us. No tea, no shade. And so the lesson now, it's just time and wisdom. Like plain and simple. With this Three of Swords, the Queen of Cups in reverse. You know what I mean? And then like this is something that like Scorpio energies and Plutonian energies, you know, Pluto rules Scorpio with this Queen of Cups in reverse. It's the process of like transformation and like death through transformation, right? But the thing about Pluto, it makes us surrender control, and Pluto, it's smaller than our moon. But the way I like to explain it, it's like using an X-Acto knife. Right? Using an X-Acto knife, ego death, absolutely. Using an X-Acto knife to make a very small incision. But you have to be so careful. You have to be so delicate. But the entire process, it's painful. It's irritating. You know, it may make you harbor resentment or develop, you know, control issues. Or you may lean on your defense mechanisms or your coping mechanisms, right? Because it's so slow. And the process, again, going back to that time, we all know that like Pluto, well, we may not know, but Pluto is transiting out of Capricorn for the last time in our lifetime on the 19th of this month. As that happens, Pluto will be moving into Aquarius. So find out where Capricorn is in your life. And those are some of the things that, you know, maybe changing up. I think that's what I'm going to do. For my people on Patreon, I'm definitely going to do that. I'm trying to be more action oriented. I'm going to do a pick a card reading for those of you on Patreon. Where we go into, you know, how this Plutonian shift will be affecting your lives. Four Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Again, it's just about like, this feels like mental rest. You could be, many of us could be getting called to take more rest, to have more sleep, but it feels more calm. This could be more sleep. Again, if it don't apply, let it fly. But I'm getting more of a sense of like calm, acceptance, rest. This is where I'm at right now. And just because this is where I'm at right now doesn't mean that this is where I'm always going to be. And if you can accept where you are, you know what I mean? Accept it. Yes, there are parts that are difficult, but like paying attention to what you can change and what you can't change. You know what I mean? What you can develop, what you can work, what you can learn with the resources that you currently have at your disposal, and something that you just cannot change at the moment. And I'm getting a sense that it may be other people's actions. If you're looking to change other people's actions, or you're asking, well, why do they keep doing da-da-da-da-da, wop-da-wop-da-wop? Why is this person being so immature? Right? Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Why is this person not organized? Why is this person not structured? Why is this person not more considerate? Why isn't this person thinking about do-do-do-wop-do-wop-do-do-do-do-do-do? You know? But if you can move away from, okay, I can't change how this person is behaving, but if I can't get them to do X, Y, and Z, what can I do for myself? Right? Or even if you don't want to do more. This is so funny. I was watching a TikTok the other day that like really resonated with me. And it was talking about allowing yourself to rest. Right? Allowing yourself to take a break. Because it was talking about like wives. The girl, she was talking about like wives and how sometimes they get frustrated when like their boyfriends or their husbands, they don't help out enough around the house. Right? And how sometimes like men will prioritize resting or taking a break or like watching the game or playing the video game before they wash the dishes or fold the laundry or whoop de whoop wop de wop, whatever. And so there was like this growing feeling of resentment around like, I have to do everything. And there's this constantly turning wheel. I want the house to be spotless and clean. I'm kind of going down the rabbit hole on this, like, excuse me, I'm so sorry, truth burp, TikTok right now. But the thing is, like, if you can allow yourself to have rest before these things get addressed, the things to work on, be it the dishes, the finances, or the laundry, they're going to be there once you're done resting. You don't have to work yourself to the bone. You know what I mean? You can maybe learn a little bit about, like, taking care of yourself, prioritizing your rest and your mental, emotional, and bodily well-being before you do the things that you feel like you have to do. You know? Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Can we get an action plan for this collective, please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Tons of masculine energy. Tons of masculine energy. It was funny that I was just talking about that and it like immediately came up. Right, we have the King of Wands upright, the Five of Wands in reverse, the Emperor, and then the Empress immediately after. What's the action plan for the collective, please and thank you? This is like in this message, like, and this is just what I'm hearing. I'm continuously, this is so well balanced. This is like, it's not perfectly well balanced, but it's almost perfectly balanced. With what I'm looking at, y'all, like, I'll show it to you. And then, like, even the colors I'm seeing. There's this, like, this mystical, this very, very, very mystical blue. And then, like, all these reds in the cards. Yeah. But King of Wands upright, Five of Wands in reverse, Emperor, Empress. Oh, my gosh. It's like, like, the Queen of Wands is exactly behind the Empress, right? Let me show everybody. Let me show the audience. And then we have the King of Wands directly behind the Emperor, but they also have the King of Wands in between them, but just for the physical representation of who's being supported by what, where there's like a call for fire, for that energy, for that passion. Kind of what I'm getting is that, like, the masculine energy, whether this is you or another person, the masculine energy has a bunch of competition. They're like people, resources, jobs, friends, family members, and perhaps even like your relationship with them that is competing for their energy. This masculine energy, they have a lot of competition around them. And some of this competition is unhealthy. It's actually unhealthy. The feminine energy feels a lot more healthier because there's just nothing, I'm just not seeing a whole bunch of competition. Where I feel is like the feminine energy, it's focused on one thing, which could be this masculine counterpart. It's just focused on this one masculine energy. With the masculine energy, it's actually juggling a lot, right? Moving to what's exactly underneath this masculine energy, the Magician card in reverse, the Star card in reverse, and the Fool card. And again, take this how it resonates. Like the feminine energies here, the feminine energies are ready for this new beginning. It's like they've gotten into position. Your feminine energy has gotten into position to manifest success. And the feminine energy is trying to do it with another person or another energy or another group, right? You've gotten into position. Okay, this is what we need. I'm well rested. You know, I done gathered up my resources for the winter. And this like masculine energy, they kind of like bouncing around and floundering around and they haven't figured it out yet. And there's all this competition, but they don't need to be all this competition. And it just feels like the masculine energy is not being intentional with the way that they spend their time, with the way that they communicate, and the way that they take care of themselves. Right? It seems like this masculinity, this masculine energy is prioritizing fun. They're prioritizing fun, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But to prioritize fun and to not prioritize self-care, taking care of the home is something that's coming up. Taking care of the spirit, taking care of the emotions, and communicating. There's something about like communicating efficiently and clearly with everybody around this masculine energy, right? with the job, with the friends, with the family, with the relationships, hell, even with themselves. There's just a lack of intention and clarity about what this masculine energy is doing. And the feminine energy wants to take the masculine energy around along with it. But girl, I'm getting that this feminine energy is not opposed to leaving this masculine energy behind. The feminine energy just hasn't gotten to that point yet. The feminine energy, it's not like the feminine energy sees that like, okay, I could leave this person behind. It's like it's in the cards, but it's not in the cards, right? Figuratively. It's not in the cards on the table, but the feminine energy is like, well, girl, I'll leave you behind. I'm not going to do it quite yet, but I will. And I just need you to know that. I feel like that was more insight. That wasn't necessarily an action plan. So let's get some more cards. It's getting kind of juicy in here, no? Can we get an action plan, please and thank you? What does this collective that's listening need to do most to proceed? Okay. So again, more Plutonian energies. So there's something about this like masculine energy. Hey, Razan, how's it going, my love? There's something about this masculine energy or this competitive energy that makes you feel triggered. Excuse me. Truth burp. There's something about this energy that makes you feel triggered. Excuse me. And the sign is to just like acknowledge. The divine wants you to see, why are you feeling so triggered by this? It makes you feel like it could be some childhood like trauma, something in your memories. I have the Page of Cups in reverse, the Eight of Cups in reverse. So going back to a time where you were younger, where you didn't necessarily have control about your... you didn't necessarily have control regarding your surroundings. And now that you have control, you're actually able and willing to lash out. And lash out may not be the word, right? Six of Cups directly underneath the Page of Cups in reverse, right? In the past, you didn't feel empowered. You didn't feel like you could take action. But now you're ready and willing to take action. But the funny thing about it is like, maybe you don't have to take action. Right? They're kind of showing me like the extremes. If you're being like really like triggered or agitated. Agitated is the word that I want to use. You're being agitated. It's like it's like this energy, and it's not personal, but it feels personal. You're continuously being agitated or provoked by this energy, and it feels that way. It feels like this person is doing it on purpose, but they're not doing it on purpose. Right? And whether they're doing it on purpose or not, I personally, you know, this is not the divine. This is me personally speaking. Right? It doesn't matter if they're doing it on purpose. Right? Because they could be doing it out of a place of like negligence. If this energy sees and you've communicated that like it's affecting you, whether they're doing it on purpose or not is besides the point. What's important is that they go out of their way to make sure that it's not influencing you. But, you know, let me get back to the reading. The important thing that I'm seeing is that, like, in the past, these energies were influencing you and there was nothing that you could do, and it made you feel like a victim. Through, like, you know, your dark night of the soul and your growth and stepping into your power and your spirituality and all this good stuff, you move to this place where you feel like really activated. Not activated, you feel empowered to take action, right? But kind of what I'm getting here is like, just because there's an energy influencing you doesn't mean that you have to take action. Sometimes the lesson is like sitting in the middle and ensuring that you don't feel like a victim, you know what I mean? But you also don't have to take action right now, because you're perfectly positioned and you want to do more, you want to move more, you want to take more action to get away from that energy. And separating yourself from that energy is good, but I'm just getting that the best thing that you need to do is to find solace and to find peace. The time to take action will come. It will come. It may not just be right now. And right now, the work that you kind of need to do, it's around acceptance, it's around rest, it's around self-care. You know, not moving on to the next thing in your life. Right? And I do know we're currently in a Mercury retro shadow period. So that could be a little bit of what I'm picking up on. Mercury retrograde to come shortly. There's more cards for this. What else does the Most High want this collective to know? It's just like taking a moment. Just like taking a moment and pausing. And having a moment of gratitude to acknowledge what is good, what is all right. That's the other thing. Like there's this push, there's the desire to have everything be perfect. And whatever it's not perfect right now needs to be worked on and corrected. It's almost punishing. Almost. But if you have 70% of good things and 30 things that are irritating you, or let's even say 80 things in your life are going fabulous, and there are 20 things in your life that are irritating you, unless that 20% is jeopardizing the entire 80, or unless that 20% is gonna, like, you know, for lack of a better phrase, like unalive you, sometimes it's just all right to have a little bit of friction. Sometimes it's okay to just have a little bit of friction. I feel that, Razan. and like living with babies that cry every morning, that's tough. Okay. The Star card, the Seven of Swords, Three of Swords in reverse, the King of Wands. Death card in reverse, Three of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Emperor card once again. King of Wands and the Emperor paired up once more. So there's a lesson. There's a lesson that we're forgetting. There's a lesson that we're forgetting about our legacy, about our happily ever after. There's something. Okay, this isn't necessarily all the cards, but this is it, right? I'm kind of stepping away from the cards and channeling a bit. So there's something that we need to work on within ourselves. It is related to our self-care. And maybe not just self-care, but releasing something with this Death card in reverse. Releasing a habit, releasing an addiction, you know, releasing a toxic pattern of some sort. Again, turning the energy back on ourselves, releasing that toxic habit is going to give you the separation that you need from that energy. And in your mind, in your life, they look unconnected. Right, but this is really about stepping into a different reality where that agitation source is not a part of your current reality. And although you want to work on that current agitation, the agitation is a sign from the Most High to go within, to work on the things that you need to work on within yourself so that you can manifest and step into a new timeline, a new reality, and make changes that are going to prep you to step away from that. They seem so unrelated. But let me just use this example, right? Let's say you have an addiction. And I'm just going to continue to use the home metaphor, right? Let's say that you have an addiction and all your spare time, you're engaging with that addiction or that bad habit, right? Now, wherever you're living, you're irritated by the people that you live with because it's come up so many times today with me, with a number of people who stepped into the room. So in the afternoons and evenings, you're You're addressing that addiction because whatever is going on in your morning, in your house, in your home is irritating you. Whether it's your roommates, your neighbors, your family members, that's what's irritating you. But at night, you go and pop a couple bottles, right? But you're like, if these people would stop irritating me in the daytime, I'd be so good. But if you address the addiction that you take place with, that you engage with in the afternoon and evening, you would actually begin, to change your life. You would take that energy and pour it into a new job, or building your network, or making a plan to move to a different house or a different city. So deconstructing that addictive habit is going to create the energetic space for you to move. Right? Right? So dealing with your internal troubles, and it's not just about dealing with that habit. The habit is really setting you up for everlasting happiness, right? With this 10 of Pentacles, it's everlasting. So it may seem small, it may seem minute, it may seem like this thing that isn't harmful at all, that you just do every once in a while. But in reality, what it is that the discipline, the community that you engage with, the new creative source you're engaging with, the new money that you make, that skill, adding that energetic vibration to your being is going to set you up for manifesting and attracting everything else that you want in life, not just a new place to live. Should you try being versed again? Sure. And that may not be it. If it don't apply, let it fly. If you... Oh. Who said I wasn't? Who said I wasn't one of the verse girlies? Yeah. Take that with a grain of salt. That may not be it for you. But here's what I will say, Razan. If you've gotten the call, if you've received the sign to stop smoking, we have? Okay, girl. I might have just told you. Girl, you're a liar. I know this so nasty thing. We have not talking on Grindr before. You was in my comment section on one of my videos talking about you be painting trade. You can't trick me. Pack it up. Anyway. Right, but back to you, Razan. If you're getting the call to stop smoking, yeah, I never forget, babes. I never forget. If you're getting the call to stop smoking, this could be, this could just be showing you. You don't have to, but this could be showing you what you're missing out on. The last three cards that feel really powerful here are the Three of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Emperor. That the exploration, that the fun, the passion, that the opening of the world that we're looking for and that we would like to attract into our futures. And then here, King of Wands, Three of Wands, that's 4 wands. The Emperor, related to the number 4. I saw 1144 earlier. 4 is really important. The lesson of the Emperor card, it's a tough lesson to learn. But the Emperor, so the Emperor, he's so structured. He's so boundaried, right? Because there is so much at stake. And it was exactly, this Emperor was exactly next to the 10 of Pentacles. There was so much on the line that you have to be strict. The Emperor does not rule just one castle. He does not rule just one estate. He rules an entire empire with multiple estates, multiple lords, multiple kings underneath him, right? So he is so strict. He is so boundaried. He is so structured and has very well in place. He's very good, like, boundaries with himself, right? Not just with other people, but with himself. He's so well boundaried that anything that is like toxic or poisonous or even so much a distraction, he cannot engage with because there is too much on the line. His 10 of Pentacles is on the line, right? His happily ever after, his legacy, his material abundance is on the line. Yes, my loves? Okay, I'm going to get an oracle card. And I'm going to wrap this up. Can we get an oracle card for the collective, please and thank you? I appreciate y'all hanging out with me this morning. I'll read both of these. We have friendship, tree wisdom, and wish wisely. At the bottom of the deck. I'm not going to read this one, but I'll read the card. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. It showed up in reverse. I'll show it to you upright, but something about this wish wisely card. Excuse me. I feel like I'm just, because that card is really resonating with me. You know what they say, be careful what you wish for. I'm just going to be completely vulnerable and share kind of what I'm picking up from that. Is that, like, I want to live alone right now. And I'm making steps towards living alone. But I'm kind of getting a sense that I don't exactly know the amount of work, the amount of structure, the amount of discipline it takes to live alone. I feel like I'm pretty good with, like, planning and structuring and, like, tracking bills and whatnot. But the discipline of work, I feel like, is what they're pointing out to me. Yeah. Yeah. But let me read tree wisdom. This tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds that it makes. There's that word, wisdom. This tree dryad invites you to tune into ancient tree wisdom and allow it to imbue your aura. She plays upon her wooden flute to attract your attention through its enchanting sound and vibration, and wishes you to know that your present situation can be helped when you connect with the trees. This could be a sign to take a walk through nature, my friends. Hey, Kat, how you doing, my love? Hugging a tree is a great way to have a direct physical contact and form an energetic connection. Always ask permission from the tree before doing this. Take a few moments to visualize yourself deeply rooted into the ground, just like the tree, and say in your mind or out loud, I wish to connect with you. May I hug you, tree? You should receive an instantaneous answer, which may come as a word or a feeling. Trust this. Trees offer their wisdom through different gifts depending on the season. In the spring and summer months, trees' blossoms can be very healing and uplifting. In cooler seasons, like autumn and winter, the trees shed their leaves knowing that there will be new growth in the springtime. The same goes for you. The fairies say tree wisdom can help you shed any unwanted cares or concerns. So learn to release with love and know that new spiritual growth will come to you when the time is right. Tree wisdom is knowing that birds, insects, and animals will carry the tree seeds far away so they can grow into their own right, literally in their own light. Perhaps it's time for you to move away from a situation that is stunting your growth, or for a general move to allow a new set of circumstances to open up your life. So much there, especially with the falling away of the leaves. Again, that was like releasing the perspective or the focus of the attention on this other party, on this energy that's agitating you. Or, you know, releasing these habits or these structures or these things that we need to know die so something else can take their place. And then also that thing about a move, right? There's that energy about like moving away entirely from these habits, these people, or these energies. The other one we have is friendship. Friendship. Fairies and humans alike need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage your journey to fulfill your dreams. We all need someone we can trust to share our private thoughts with. This card tells you to reach out to old or new friends, to gather your friends around you, for there's power in numbers. 44 is at the bottom of this page. Friends can offer advice that can give us hope or another point of view. Fairies, too, gather in groups to support each other, and there's great wisdom and comfort in doing this. Like-minded and like-hearted friends are like fairy dust shining in our darkest and lightest hours, and are always there for each other, no matter what time of day or night it is. True friends celebrate our successes and our joy, for they're truly happy when we're happy. This card is also asking if you're being a good friend, or have you neglected your friendships. Perhaps an old colleague or school friend needs you to reach out. Close your eyes and see who pops into your mind. Then get in touch with them. Perhaps give them a call or send an email, just to say hi, check on how they're doing. Friendships can last a lifetime and should be treasured. It could also be time to make new friends. So join a class to learn a new skill or go for a walk at a popular park or attraction. By getting out and exploring, you're much more likely to meet others with similar interests than if you stayed at home. You never know. You can make a FFF, fairy friend forever. Yes, my loves. And that concludes today's collective reading. Yes, my loves. Okay. That was very, very sweet. That was very, very good. A lot to unpack there. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Please thank your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels for allowing me to deliver these messages to you. Let me know what resonates down in the comment section. And until next time, this is XOMO. Bye-bye.